Hello everyone, this is Rajiv S. Khanna for the law offices of Rajiv S. Khanna PC, immigration.com. I have in front of me a couple of questions from two different people. They were related, so I thought I would club them together. The basic idea is, can I, as an H-1 holder or as a green card pending status individual, work outside USA instead of being inside USA? So I'm just going to do a quick talk on the implications of a person working outside USA while he is an H-1 or she is an H-1 or a green card applicant. Okay. So the first question relates to somebody who has an EB3 green card pending. As you know, that's a decade-long wait. So people have to make some plans about their lives. So this gentleman says, actually he's one of our clients, both myself and my wife are working on EAD and traveling on AP. So they've got a 485 pending, but they are EB3. He is the primary, she is the dependent. Wife wants to move to India for longer than 1 year and planning to come back before her EAD gets expired. First of all, is this okay? Yes, of course. As long as your advance parole is alive, EAD doesn't matter if you're working outside USA. 485 pending, only thing we care about is your advance parole or your H-1 visa. Under the circumstances, I would recommend advance parole. Keep it active, keep it alive. For a derivative, there is absolutely no problem if they are working outside USA. If you are the primary applicant, for a 485, things could be a little different. Now what happens is there's a decision tree. You can have two situations. One, you are still working for your sponsoring green card sponsoring employer, but you are working outside USA. Second situation is you're working outside USA for somebody other than your sponsoring employer. What happens then? There's nothing illegal about it. Both these situations are allowed. Okay, but there is a common sense rule here. The government could say, why is it if you have a permanent job in USA, your sponsoring employer can get the job done without you? Okay, now there could be many reasons for this. One of the reasons could be that the nature of the job is such that it can be done from anywhere for the time being. So the employer is willing to accommodate you. But whatever the reasons are, be prepared, be sensitive to that question. Is there really a job? They can ask you that. Okay, so the idea is you could be working from anywhere. That is not the main issue here. The most important thing here is that there should be a good explanation that you have a job in USA that's ready and open for you. Okay, so one of the issues here is keep in mind that certain technologies don't allow people from outside USA to work on them. Most people don't do that. I think there's some restriction on, for example, on encryption technology. You know, if you're working, I think it's 128-bit encryption, it's considered to be weapons grade. So just look into that. Otherwise, just ordinary commercial jobs, ordinary software development, ordinary consulting, financial consulting, it can be done from anywhere. That is not an issue. Remember, whether or not you have proper work authorization in USA, this is very important to also keep in mind. If you are working from, for example, India, it is not required that you have proper work authorization in USA. I don't care if you have an EAD. That's perfectly legal. You're working on Indian soil, not on American soil. I don't care if you have an EAD. I don't care if you have an H-1. And that will bring me to my next question in a minute or two. It also does not matter whether you have, whether you come to USA periodically or not. As long as the job is alive and well and waiting for you, you should be okay. Okay. So the primary and the derivative. For the derivative, it's absolutely no problem because her job is not implicated at all. She can be working from anywhere. But for the primary applicant, this idea that the job is still there and waiting has to be kept in mind. Okay, and don't make things up, guys. We got to be truthful about this. The same situation for H-1 people. I've got people who go to India or go to their home countries and get stuck in long, long administrative processing. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. What should they do? Well, if you can get your job outsourced and you can work from your home country while the H1 is going on, it's absolutely no problem. Okay. You can continue working. Now, there may be tax aspects that you've got to figure out with your CPAs. How do you get paid? Where do you pay taxes? Things like that. But those are tax issues and they can be figured out. People do it all the time. In fact, our own office has a couple of employees from other countries. So I don't think that's a problem. That can all be worked out. More important question is, what is the impact on my H1? For example, let's say I'm outside USA for more than 1 year. Okay. What happens to your H1 is that after 1 year outside USA, you can reset the clock and have 6 years of H1 all over again. Okay. Or you can go with something like remainder option. It's called the remainder option. And I'll explain the rule in a minute. The idea here is this. If you are outside USA for more than 1 year, you get 6 years of H1 back, but then you're subject to the H1 quota. Okay, so if you're outside, good news is 6 years back, bad news is quota. If you don't want to be subject to the quota, you have to give up your right to 6 years of H1 and take whatever is remaining on your H1 6 years initially. That's called the remainder option. Okay, so those are the choices you have. There's nothing wrong with working from outside USA. Bear in mind these principles. If a primary applicant, make sure there's a job available. If a derivative on a 485, work from anywhere, no problem. If on H1, you can outsource the job, you can work from anywhere in the world, doesn't matter where you are. The only thing is, at some point, if it's more than 1 year outside USA, you'll have to make a choice of either remainder or resetting the clock and being subject to the quota. I hope that explains things adequately, guys. As always, it's good talking with you, and I will speak with you folks soon.